What's up, cool kids? FD White. Welcome back to the channel, man. The sun is coming up. It's about almost 7 a.m. over here in Michigan. Welcome to the channel, man, and happy Saturday. So let's talk altcoins. Quick history lesson about myself. I go by FD White. I've been a trader for about 2.5 years, an investor for about 4 into crypto, and I've seen how the cycles play out in the mini cycles within the larger cycle. So what do you mean the mini cycles within the larger cycle? So altcoin season, this is what we're talking about today. Altcoin season is a mini cycle within the overall Bitcoin cycle. So with that being said, look at how Bitcoin reached 111, a little over 111, close to 112. Altcoins really haven't moved like that. Altcoins, a lot of altcoins, I say probably about 90-95% of most altcoins, probably more, have not reached their cycle high, while Bitcoin is at all-time highs. So why is that? I don't know. But looking at this chart here, this chart will tell me everything that I need to know. So we talked about this a little bit, maybe a little bit of time ago, maybe about 2 weeks ago over on the channel. We talked about this Google Trends and how the Google Trends were fairly low right now, as in relation to how Bitcoin pricing. We talked about how that's because the whales, the big institutions were buying, nations, states, all that, governments, things like that. So retail was not here. So if you look at that chart, keep looking at this chart, you can see we have the Bitcoin price, then we have the altcoin index, and we have the retail interest, which is the Google Trends. So if you see here, you look at the two bottom lines, the retail interest was the Google Trends, and then we have the altcoin index, move step in step, hand in hand. So with retail interest not really being here, I can't really expect a broader altcoin season. We do have, like we keep talking about over on the channel, we do have outliers, we do have concentrated moves, but an overall altcoin season has not really happened as Bitcoin has made this move. And congratulations if you have held the fort, and if you didn't panic sell, if you bought a little bit more. We encourage the cool kids to dibble and dabble, to nibble, as these prices were super low. So shout out to you guys if you guys actually did that. You should be up if you just got in, but if you did get in a little bit lower than that, your cost average might be a little bit lower now. So congratulations, like I said. But back to what we're talking about with this altcoin season. So typically, if you're new to crypto, this is what happens. Typically, we have Bitcoin rises. Bitcoin rises, Bitcoin takes over, Bitcoin is on the grand stage. Bitcoin starts to simmer down, not really roll over. Sometimes it comes down, sometimes it pulls back. But then we have altcoins moving. And why is that? Why does altcoins move after Bitcoin's big move? So right now, or the overall scope of it is, people want to be less risky in crypto at first. So you get into altcoin, you get into Bitcoin, you get into a few higher cap coins. Maybe you made a 2, 3, 4, 5x over the past few months with Bitcoin, over the past few years or something like that with Bitcoin. And now you're feeling a little bit more riskier. Frisky and risky, that's what I like to call it. So now you take some profits, you're feeling a little bit good, you got some extra money, you got some of the house's money. Now you want to go a little bit further down the risk curve. Some people just skip Bitcoin altogether and go straight to the casino. I don't do that. I trade always, but sometimes I like to let my stash or let the pile grow a little bit less risky with Bitcoin and maybe like Ethereum, but Ethereum hasn't been performing that well. But really with Bitcoin, and then they'll take some profits, I'll take a little bit of profits and start to play in the casino, the altcoin casino. So that's basically what's happening right now. So we want to watch Bitcoin dominance. We want to watch that chart that I showed you. Well, this chart, I'll pull it back up. We want to watch this chart. We want to see where Google Trends lead. We want to see if people start talking about crypto again, start talking about Bitcoin again, because it all starts with Bitcoin. We want to see if people start talking about Bitcoin again. We want to see if the crypto market starts to gain momentum. The retail investor or the retail just environment is different. We have to talk about this before we get out of here, because last cycle, even a little bit, or all past cycles rather, people have had extra money. People, especially last cycle when everybody had all the free money, the stimulus money, it was so easy to just dump like the house's money. We was playing with the house's money, the government's money. That's how I came up. I took all my pandemic money, all this, everything, the unemployment, everything that I had, and I put it into investments. I put it into crypto. That's how I started. I didn't start from zero. I started with the house's money, the government's money. So that's what was the difference last cycle as opposed to this cycle. This cycle, a lot of people are strapped for cash. A lot of people are struggling. A lot of people don't have that extra income like they had last cycle. So now it's a waiting game to see if people come back, and if they come back, if they can make some significant gains in some of the higher cap coins, because it usually goes Bitcoin, higher cap coins, mid caps, low caps. But it hasn't really been happening like that. If you remember the end of last year, even before we got the election, what was going crazy? Like, we skipped all of that. What did we go straight to? We went straight to meme coins. Meme coins have been leading this cycle, besides Bitcoin, of course, but meme coins have been leading this cycle. Then we have like AI, real world assets, thing like that. But meme coins have been leading the cycle. So from not even the distant past, from the recent past, end of last year, end of 2024, even before the election, we saw that meme coins were the talk of the town. So possibly that could happen again once Bitcoin starts to top out. I got somewhere between 115 and 125. It's a huge range. I thought we were going to go to about 140 a little bit earlier, then crash, around 125 to 140, then crash. But now it's looking like we may start to stall out. I think I had a measured move at about 115, and then hopefully we can get some sort of a rollover in Bitcoin dominance, rollover in the Bitcoin space, or the Bitcoin specifically, and then some of those can go into altcoins. So that's what I'm looking at. This cycle has been completely different. This cycle is harder to navigate. This cycle is really fundamentally driven. It's really institutional led. So it's really different to try to gauge it from where retail was. We knew if retail was coming in, then big institutions, the big entities, they just dump on us. They let it run up, let the euphoria build up, and then they'll dump. Now, who are we going to dump on? That's why the prices just keep getting bought up, because it's like institutions, they want to settle for the long term. They want to buy for the long term. So when they do dump, or when the price does dump, they're just coming in and buying. So it's not like the retail trader, where the retail trader comes in, institutions, big players already bought. Retail comes in at the tail end, starts pushing the price up, up, up. Institutions like, thank you, you bought the top, now I'm gonna dump on you. Retail loses the money, big institutions cash out, and then when retail capitulates, they come in and buy the bottom. Institutions come in and buy the bottom. So it's a vicious cycle. But if you kind of know the cycles, like the mini cycles within the cycles, the psychological cycles, all these different cycles within the whole crypto cycle, within the whole Bitcoin cycle, then you can kind of navigate a little bit easier. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but I hope you can get some gems from this video, because this is how the market works. It is still the wild, wild west. So and it's harder to navigate. So with that being said, you still have to have, you don't have to be super smart. And it's not, what's the term that I'm looking for? It's not even a monkey can make money market yet. It's not that market yet. It's not dumb. It's not an open blind long market yet. Hopefully that's coming. That's where the real money is made. Right now, we're building that base. We're building the structure for us to catapult higher. So I think we do have another push, timeline. Everybody's asking me about timelines. I don't know. I really don't know. My last call was saying we're going to crash over a year ago. I said we were going to crash Q1, into Q1 2025. That happened. What happened was we didn't get to my target, but we did crash. So that's kind of the last prediction that I'm going to have. I'm going to take it day by day. I'm going to take it news by news. But in the grand scheme of things, Bitcoin's going up. Crypto market is going to be here for the long haul, and we have to be in the know and knowledgeable about what to be in, when to be in it, and when to be into Bitcoin, or just be Bitcoin only. A lot of people are starting to become Bitcoin only because of this cycle and because of what's going on. So if you're Bitcoin only, you don't have that much to worry about. You can probably sleep better at night, unless you're a leverage trader. If you're into altcoins, which this video is primarily about, sometimes it's getting a little bit we're getting a little bit impatient, but a lot of these coins have 5, 10x. I seen virtuals got down to about, I think like 40 cents. Virtuals is over $2 now. So a lot of coins have bounced back. They haven't bounced back to their all-time highs, and that's the problem. A lot of people bought virtuals, for example. A lot of people bought virtuals at $3, $4, thinking it's going to $10, $20. Then we had that huge retracement. Now they're still underwater, but it is slowly crawling back, while Bitcoin is even higher than when it was when virtuals was at an all-time high. So it's a weirder cycle that we're in. Just hold the fort. Like I always say, you know, that's one of my favorite phrases. Stay patient, just survive, stay solvent, so you can have opportunity to get into some of these plays. So I know I was rambling, I was everywhere, but the overall theme of this video is I don't know if altcoin season is going to be like just everything pumping. I doubt that. I really doubt that. So you do have to have a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of foresight, and a little bit of gonads to go into some of these plays, go into some of these coins once the market presents itself. It's not time. You can still be sitting on your hands, to be completely honest. You can still be sitting on your hands. I know it's hard to believe. You don't have to just be holding crypto, holding altcoins for like months and months and months. The market will show you. You might miss out on 2, 3, 4, 5x, but if it goes up 20x, now you got a 15x. I mean, the risk to reward, that's what I'm always looking for now, as I've been in crypto so long and I kind of learned how to navigate without losing too much money. So hold the line, be a little bit patient, let the market tell you when to jump into some of these altcoins. And like I said, remember to look at the Google Trends. That'll tell us where retail is. Look at the altcoin index. You can look at that over on CoinMarketCap as well. They have an altcoin index. They actually have like a graph that you can look at with a number going up from like 0 to 100. So 100 being, altcoin season. Well, I think it's like 60 and up or 70 and up is altcoin season. They have like the marker where you can look at, and just stay in tune, stay in the know. And you don't have to be rushing into these coins. You don't have to be rushing to buy these coins. If you have conviction, nibble. This is what we've been talking about, like a little chipmunk. Just nibble at some of these coins. Don't go all in if you don't want to lose it all, because tomorrow, just like we had this EU thing, Trump talking about he's going to put 50% tariffs, and then we have the iPhone tariff. So he can just wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what, let's just not trade with nobody no more. Like, probably not, but still, you know what I mean. Just an example of how extreme some of these things can get. So be careful. Don't put enough money. Don't put your mortgage money in. Don't put your kids' college fund in there. Be smart about it, but have fun too. Don't let it stress you out. A lot of people are having fun. A lot of people, once you're cool, calm, collected, and being rational and irrational markets, you can navigate a whole lot better, man. So make sure you guys like, subscribe. I will be in Las Vegas in a couple days for the Bitcoin conference. So if you are there, make sure you come holler at me. I go by FD White. I appreciate you for taking 12 minutes out your time to listen to me. 6 minutes if you put it on 2x speed, which I like to do. That's a YouTube hack for you. And have a good Saturday. Have a happy Saturday. Hug your family. Remember, crypto is not the end all be all. Bitcoin is not the end all be all, but it is the vehicle to freedom, the fastest vehicle in the garage to freedom. So take that how you may. I'll talk to you in a minute.